Trainings are designed for software developers, ranging from architects, coders, and testers. We are providing them with a special focus on software security. Our trainings is built around the different security standard frameworks. I could name OWASP or SACER, but I'm not gonna drive into that details. What is more important for our courses, we have a 5-step way or teaching methodology, if you like didactics, through which we have a journey in each single module. Step number 1, we discuss the theory behind a certain attack. Step number 2, we take a live code and we show how it's being hacked. Actually, it's a lab exercise, so participants hack real life code and figure out and get an insight into the hacker's mindset there. Step number 3, that's when you really go into a workshop mode and discuss how to combat this type of attack. Now this is interesting because some people have ideas, but more interesting, if a single organization has 5 different ways of fixing one problem, that means they don't have any best practice, they have tips and tricks. Now you want to make sure your organization is unified behind the real modern best practice combating this problem. So this is a workshop style. Step number 4, again going back to the keyboards and doing an exercise where you fix the code in the agreed upon best practice. And step number 5, this step is really important. This is the confirmation of the knowledge that you gain throughout the module. And what we do there is we take real life exercises, what happened in the life, and convert them to case studies. So participants see what happened in a particular incident that was already publicly disclosed. So throughout these 5 steps, individuals do not only gain insight to the problem, they walk away with practical best practices that they can implement the next day. So when you learn software security, it is very important not just to be theoretical about this. You need to be very practical. So we build our practices, our lab exercises, with very different flavors, whether the technology you use or the programming language you use. So we provide different content within our courses, let's say to Python developers, to Java developers, C#, C++ developers. Or even within a certain programming environment, you could even have different flavors, let's say for 32-bit, 64-bit, Intel architecture, ARM architecture, where it applies. So we make sure that people will have the right technical environment that is identical to their home environment in which they work every day. And we do that through the integrated development environment. So all of our exercises are seated into the home of any software developer. We normally say that we put them into their natural habitat and they work out of where they used to work throughout the exercises. The other important dimension when we talk about the flavors of our courses is verticals. So the problem set is very different, let's say, in an automotive environment or in a financial environment. We created vertical courses really impacting by the industry standards of the specific industry, specific line of business for automotive, for finance, for IoT, for healthcare. So making sure that all the examples that are brought into the course, all the standards that are cited in the course are reflecting their job realities every day. Working with clients on coding exercises, this is really a rewarding experience, especially the feedback we receive. First of all, that comes back all the time is that getting the insights into hackers' mindset is such a great added value because people look at software from their own perspective. If I'm a developer, I'm looking at the software, what it does and how it does. But hackers look at very differently. They have a view of what else the software do, which it wasn't supposed to do. So in that respect, that insight gained throughout the exercises is a great value, and we get back this all the time. The other important aspect is engagement. This is not a theoretical training with slideshow. This is really combating real-life exercises, getting on the keyboard, writing code, correcting code, testing code. So this puts the brain power of the developers who participate in our courses at stretch, and they really love it. Another important aspect also, people appreciate trainers coming from, let's say, from the broader world, from outside into their organizations. Because most companies have a very strong culture, perhaps a few schools they are hiring from. And bringing people from outside in represents a different point of view. And that different point of view helps to get prepared to the broader world. Hackers come from anywhere, anytime. So adding a value by thinking differently, by approaching issues from a different perspective is a sheer added value to any development process. The question of why we should be trained, why people should invest into training comes up very often. And does it make sense? Does it bring us financial return if we invest to people? Or this is a fluffy, soft subject? And the great news here is there is a very specific answer, an answer to which you can attach a euro or a dollar value. What is it? So let me go back to software development. The earlier you find a vulnerability in your software, the cheaper it is to fix it. Actually, when you do it right at the first place, you already eliminate the cost of fixing. So the later you find issues at penetration testing or in production, it's going to be very, very costly to fix those things. And there are benchmarks out there from NIST, from other big vendors such as IBM or Microsoft. How much money does it cost to fix a bug? So we developed a template. If you want to measure what the financial return on your training investments are, this is pretty possible. You just have to make sure you align the right key performance indicators, and we help you to attach benchmark cost items. And with that, we can really calculate what it brings to train your software developers on secure coding. You will be surprised how good it is for your company. Cydrill is developing an AI course. Now, AI is becoming increasingly important, not only as users, but as a development phenomenon. So like GitHub, you have the Copilot. So AI is actually helping people to write code. Now the trick is AI behind that, or let's say the large language module behind that, is an unsupervised learning experience that creates the help in coding. The issue with that, it makes code mostly as vulnerable as human beings. It does have the capacity to correct its own code, but people using AI may create also vulnerable code. This is becoming a challenge, and we look forward to see how AI helps our daily job. But at the same time, we are also challenged by making sure it doesn't only get productive, but it also creates a better quality code, and how we should work with that. Cydrill has developed a training course to work with AI to understand how to write code for AI and how to write code with AI. We are increasingly putting these modules into our different programming language courses, and we are also creating an AI development focus course where you could participate in taking a development approach to artificial intelligence. Cydrill has developed its courses in different ways to cater to how people like to learn. So we can do instructor-led trainings, we can do virtual events, virtual courses, and we created also online courses or so-called e-learning. The best way that we recommend for most of our clients is what we call blended learning journey. So we start with a real instructor-led course. We engage the subject of secure coding in a classroom or a virtual classroom. And once the first class is completed, we provide an extension of that with e-learning journey that follows through. So we provide new content and new exercises month after month after month. And I think it's not only a great way of learning, but it's very importantly reflects the realities of cyber. Why? Because every month there is a new hacking coming out, there is a new vulnerability uncovered. So we need to be up to date with our knowledge. And that enables that we can download a new exercise, we can confront a new combat, and we can jointly find a fix for it. So that's the value of training extension from classroom to online. And this is why blended learning journey is a great opportunity for you to comprehend software security. Software security has been in the blind spot of cybersecurity for so long. I hope we can help you to uncover this blind spot, to explore the unknown behind it. And I'm looking forward to see you in our next courses with High Tech Institute.